Welcome to episode 2 of the Thrill of Driving podcast. We're back with the weekly news, and the big news this week is Ferrari's new hypercar, the SF90 Stradale. It's mad, no?
It looks insane, and the specs.
Unbelievable. It's got, what, 1000 horsepower?
1000 PS, not bhp, German horsepower or Italian CV as they use the terminology, but insane, that kind of power from a V8, a turbocharged V8 now.
And a hybrid.
Yeah, this car sits on top of the 812 Superfast. The 812 Superfast, we drove it a few weeks ago. V12 naturally aspirated engine, unbelievable. This one is the Pistas engine, but it has been enlarged, so now it is 4 liters, a 4 liter V8, turbocharged twin turbos, and a plug-in hybrid.
So it's got 3 electric motors, one between the engine and the gearbox on the rear axle, and 2 in the front.
2 on the front.
So it's technically all-wheel drive as well.
It's got all-wheel drive. In fact, it does not have a reverse gear in the 8-speed DCT gearbox. Reverse is only electric and it only works on the front wheels. So actually that got me thinking, suppose if the juice runs out, you can't reverse the car.
I mean, you probably have to rev the engine a few times, do a little braking.
To juice it up. But this is a plug-in hybrid, so you can plug it in at home and juice up the batteries.
And obviously there's regenerative braking. A lot of this technology is actually F1 derived, right?
So Ferrari actually transfers techniques developed on the racetrack onto road cars. The paddle shift gearbox, that came from Michael Schumacher's Formula 1 car.
And they're actually calling this the MGUK, exactly like they do in Formula 1.
Exactly. So, and another Formula 1 derived thing, the Manatino has a qualifying mode.
Yeah, that's mad. So apparently that basically sets up the electric motors for full performance. There's no sort of regeneration, no efficiency involved. It's just mad performance.
It is mad in all caps. MAD. Qualifying mode on a road car.
But that got me thinking, these cars are they're sort of going wild. You talking about the DBS last week and you were saying how crazy it is. But that's a heavier car and it's got 300 horsepower less. What will this be like? Are supercars getting too powerful for the road?
I don't think we should be asking that question. I think we should be saying that we are living in a time when cars are becoming more powerful, yet you can use all that power. Back in the day when I was in short pants, we read about the Kodiaq and the Diablo, and those cars, they have got now the power of regular sports cars, and that power was uncontrollable back then. Today, you have power, but you have control. And it is a feat of engineering, of automotive engineering, to be able to do such things. The 812, I thought was insane. 789 bhp and only rear wheel drive, and it could put down all that power. Now, obviously, it needs all wheel drive to put down 1000 PS. But just look at the might and the intelligence of the engineers working on these cars.
But if you're using them on a public road, you're still... my question is, should car makers be focusing on creating a purer driving experience instead of chasing numbers? Say something like Alpine does with the A110, it's a lightweight, not big numbers, it's just lightweight, small performance car. It's sort of, it's about the engagement rather than the thrill.
See, you're right what you're saying. The Miata, the MX-5, the Toyota, the GT86, the Subaru, the BRZ, all of that are there. Ferrari doesn't make those cars. Ferrari are supposed to make cars that you dream of, that you aspire to, that you put posters up on your wall. You look at 0 to 100, 2.5 seconds, top speed 340 kilometers per hour and go, oh! That is Ferrari. That's what Ferrari is supposed to do. Ferrari are not supposed to make accessible cars. They're not supposed to make lightweight, small, nimble, 4-cylinder motors. Then Ferrari is over. Right? This is what Ferrari should be doing. They should be making stuff that we journalists who have the odd chance of actually driving it are like, oh, when will I drive it? No, that makes us feel that. Imagine, that's what it's supposed to do. It is supposed to get automotive enthusiasts hot and bothered.
It has, but pretty hot and bothered.
It's supposed to cause an accident in the trousers. This is the car. It sits there. This is what it does. It was at I think 10 o'clock in the night or 11 o'clock in the night. I was just going to bed. I was looking at Twitter and I saw, I didn't sleep for 2 hours reading what everybody had to write about it. That's what it does. It's a success. It's a triumph. And now, what will Lamborghini do?
What
will McLaren do?
What will Porsche do?
Porsche is not in this game.
Come on.
They might make something like the 918 or something.
Of course there's going to be a 918 success as well.
But they're not in this game. They are more like you said, smaller, more usable, more relatively accessible.
I don't know. I think they've got a good legacy. The Carrera GT, the 918.
So anyway, but I think Lamborghini, they have to do something. They will respond. McLaren, definitely they have to respond.
Yeah.
It's insane times. Even if you don't get to drive it, just as automotive enthusiasts, to see what is out there. And Aston Martin is doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah. So exciting times ahead.
So SF90 Stradale.
But closer to home, you drove the Venue this week. How was that?
I think it's fantastic. We did a lot of these interactions on Instagram also, a lot of questions popping up to answer some of, in fact, the most number of questions were on the petrol fuel efficiency. On the highway, taking it easy, 15, 16, when really belting it, and belting it means throttle to the max, 8, 9.
Yeah.
On average, you should get around 10, 11.
That's not too
drive
bad.
sensibly, 12. Which is all right. Now, for the enthusiast part of it, the turbo petrol, it's got good power. The DCT gearbox, twin clutch automatic gearbox, very good. It's not as good as the 1.2 TSI DSG combo in the Polo, but remember, the Polo's got 200 cc's more. The Polo will not continue with this engine after BS6 emissions come in. The emission regulations, they will have a 1 liter engine to meet those emission norms. As of now, the Polo is quicker, but the Venue is not that far off.
But forget quickness. What about just engagement and excitement? Does the Venue tick those boxes?
Can you imagine? It handles, this is the manufacturer that we used to slam left, right, center, saying horrible cars to drive, horrible, don't buy, don't even look at it. But these cars are now handling great. The Venue, it sets a high point, a high benchmark for this segment in terms of handling. And like you did,
and that's saying something,
that Comparo, right? Last month. And Adish said that no, these cars don't handle like SUVs, they handle like cars. They're engaging.
They're actually a lot of fun, these compact SUVs. And if he's saying that the Venue sets a new benchmark, I'm actually very keen on driving.
Plus steering. Now, even though the Creta is really good, drawback on the Creta is the steering. But on the Venue, the steering also, it wakes up at speed and it's nice to drive. It doesn't feel too light, too flighty, it doesn't float, it grips, it rolls a bit, but only enough to tell you what it is doing and how much you're pushing the car. And it's actually engaging, it is fun to drive. The best part, it does not feel cheap, it does not feel built to a price. All compact SUVs, in my opinion, have got some compromises. Like the XUV 300, it has been developed from the Tivoli, and from the rear, you can see that it has been chopped to come under 4 meters. The Brezza, underpowered. The Nexon, build quality issues. The EcoSport, I'm not a fan of the ride and handling. Everybody thinks the ride and handling is great. I personally do not think so. I think the Figo that it is based on, that handles well, but this is just a Figo with race.
No, but my question for the Venue is this: if you're an enthusiast, you're in the market looking for a turbo petrol, all this time you've had only the option of
Polo TSI?
The Polo TSI, not turbo petrol, but turbo petrol automatic. You had the Polo TSI. Is the Venue worth looking at instead of the Polo?
If you're out and out driving, the Polo TSI still. But if you want a more modern car, which is what the Venue is, a more stylish car, a car that sitting over here in the office, you can start the car, you can cool it. It works only on the automatic, not on the manual.
Oh really?
Yeah. So that automatic starts up, because I guess
somebody leaves it in first.
Drive, so then what? But you can start the car from here, you can locate the car, you can send the location of your car to your wife, who I'm assuming has a spare key. Right? You can geofence the car. So now suppose you ask me that you want to go to the Kirana to buy it. I can geofence it so that you don't go home and take a nap. You can only go till the Kirana and come back.
I don't like the Venue.
Right? Your driver, if he overspeeds, you get an alert. It's cool, okay? In the car, and we did a video on it. You can call the concierge and you can tell them where you want to go.
Why would you want?
They will push maps to the car.
But why would you want to call somebody and when you can just enter it directly into the car? I don't understand this.
Don't ask me that. I also don't get the point of it. Unless, say, you want to drive, you don't want to stop, you got very quick on your ass, you don't want to really lose any time, and you don't want to look down and input destination, so you're very focused on your driving, so you call the guy, and then while you're driving, I want to go to the Taj, and then they will send the location to your phone. Plus, it's got real-time updates on the map. Spoiler alert, doesn't work as well as Google Maps.
Obviously.
Yeah, but I think overall the features, the kind of content in the car, only drawback which you will notice if you buy it is it's got only 2 speakers in the front and it's very tinny, so you'll have to upgrade the speakers. But otherwise, this is the car I'm looking forward to, and this is a car that I will use in the city when it comes into the Evo India long-term test fleet. So please don't ask me for it. It will be
I hate that the editor has the top of the pecking order when it comes to these things. Not fair. But speaking of fun SUVs to drive, I was in the Czech Republic this week and I drove the Kodiak RS. Now, that's a Nürburgring Nordschleife record holder. It holds a record for the fastest 7-seater SUV around the Nürburgring. I mean, there's a lot of terms and conditions to that. 9 minutes, 29 something like that. But it's unbelievable. I mean, that it's got the same 2-liter diesel that we have here, but it's got twin turbos. And
I love the Volkswagen Group for that. You know, they make these crazy loony cars. The Germans, they love these cars. When you drive down Germany on the Autobahn, you'll find all these debadged big Audis and big Mercs and big BMWs blasting down the Autobahn.
Unbelievable.
They love their fast cars, and they have the environment to really push fast cars.
And you know what I loved about the Kodiak RS? The dash layout is exactly as we have it here. So you've got virtual cockpit, you've got your touchscreen, and we're so used to leather, opulence, but there it's all bucket seats, Alcantara. It's a Kodiak for crying out loud. You can fit your cupboard into the back, but it's got Alcantara lined seats, Alcantara door panels, this fake carbon fiber finish on the dash. It's
super cool.
Unbelievable.
I love these. I love fast cars, and I love these sleeper cars.
Yeah.
So from the outside, it doesn't look too hot and rabid.
Exactly.
But when you step on it, it goes like a crazy dog.
And it sounds pretty fun too. So it's got this burble at idle, and obviously they've piped the sound into the cabin.
But I think it is fine. It is smart engineering.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
And you were saying that from the outside also it burbles.
Yeah, it burbles from the outside.
It's got proper exhaust.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now speaking of bikes, the
Xpulse.
Xpulse.
I've never been as excited about a small, affordable motorcycle as I have been about the Xpulse. A lot of you guys who rode it said
I didn't ride it.
But a lot of the guys who rode it, they said that this is not the bike if you want to ride from Pune to Bangalore, but this is the bike that you pick up in Bangalore and go to Santosh's Big Rock Dirt Park and learn to ride off-road.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. When the test bike comes, I want to ride it, I want to try it out. I love sliding cars, but on a bike, if a bike starts sliding around me, I get shit scared.
Yeah.
I really get nervous. And Santosh said that he's been after me for more than a year now to go down to Big Rock and learn how to ride off-road, and he promised that I won't fall and break anything because I'm terrified of breaking anything. I'm too old to damage myself, but I really want to learn how to ride off-road, learn how to slide a bike, and I think this is the bike that's actually going to push me there.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. In fact, we got it on the cover of our Fast Bikes.
This is the latest issue of Fast Bikes.
That's Abhishek
jumping on the cover. Another hero, the Extreme 200S, which actually looks quite good. I was surprised by how good it looks. And this issue has got a lot of adventure and off-road. It's got the new 1250 BMW. It's got the TRK, the Benelli off-road motorcycle, on-off-road motorcycle. So a lot of cool stuff these guys are doing in Fast Bikes.
And the Evos hit the stands as well. I mean,
we're doing cool stuff in Evo as well. So that's what we talked about last time round.
Isn't that 911 gorgeous? So gorgeous.
The 911 Camaro. This is a bit of a giveaway. 911 rocked.
Yeah.
So you know that the verdict is not close. Who wins? Well, you should read the magazine and find out.
And what are we doing next week?
So Monday morning, I'm driving the Velar. The Velar. What is that tagline they use? Apratim.
What
Unparalleled. If you've seen that, so Bombay has got a lot of these hoardings, and they've tagged the Velar Apratim, which is unparalleled.
Unbelievable.
It's now made in India, assembled in India. The prices have dropped to something a little more reasonable, sensible. I think it is really sweet, really gorgeous.
It's a beautiful SUV.
And I'm sure the press department at JLR have now spec'd it with big wheels. They did not with the first cars, and we all commented on that. So I'm sure that's got big wheels, so it won't ride as well, but it'll look sexy as hell. And I prefer a sexy looking car to a great riding car. Forgive me for that. So I'm taking that, driving it down to Della Adventure in Lonavala, and driving the Trailhawk Jeep Compass.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. That's Jeep's hardcore 4x4.
Not hardcore, the Wrangler is hardcore, but this has got low ratio. So no, it can do off-roading.
Yeah.
In fact, the regular Jeep Compass, the four-wheel drive with those Firestone tires, it can do a serious amount of off-roading.
Yeah.
This one I'm really excited to see, and obviously Jeep DNA, so it has to go off the road.
Correct.
So let's
And
see
it'll
how
have
it
a
is.
trail rated badge.
Trail rated, yeah. I got a trail rated sticker on my bag. I did the Rubicon Trail with the Wrangler, one of the most amazing off-road drives I've done in my life, and I really doubt that can be bettered upon. So that's that for next week. Any bikes you're riding?
Next week, no. I'm pretty much in the office next week.
Well, so a lot of cars next week, and end of next week you're going to be driving the Hector.
Oh yeah.
So that's also exciting. What do you think of the styling? I think it looks a little too garish.
I think it's okay. I don't know. I think it's drawing on that American bling, big nose, big face. I don't think it looks bad. I mean, it's an acquired taste probably, but
but ultimately, our comments are on how it drives, and that will be end of next week. But first, read the magazines and enjoy the thrill of driving and riding.
Right, that's it from us this week on the Thrill of Driving podcast. If you've got anything to add to what we've said, please leave them in the comments. We want to create a community where we can talk about cars freely, and that's the whole point of this podcast. So do engage with us. We will get back to you, and have a good week.
Like, subscribe. Come on, Adish.
Like, subscribe. Yeah. Like our video, subscribe to our channel.
Follow us on Facebook. See you next week.
Facebook, Twitter also.
Oh yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All of that.
I'm not on Snapchat. Probably this kid is on Snapchat. And see you next week. Thank you.